Alright, today we're going to continue with solving problems on indices or exponents. So we have a question: if x raised to power that, blah blah blah, we're asked to find the value of x. Now remember that the first thing that should be in your mind is trying to put all these numbers that are given in the same base. So you see that the least base is 2, right? So if the least base is 2, I'm going to think if I can put all these numbers in the base 2. So hopefully I can put 8 in the base 2, because 8 is 2 raised to power 3. So let's go ahead and do that. 2 raised to power 3 is the same as 8, but then raised to power x over 2. So you won't throw that away. Then we just have 2 raised to power that there times 4 is 2 times 2, so that's 2 raised to power 2, and then raised to power 3 over 4. Now we're going to use the power law, so I'm just going to write it over here. Remember, a raised to power n, m raised to power n would be a raised to power m times n. So you just multiply the powers. So here I'm going to have 2 raised to the power 3 times x over 2, all right, equal to 2 raised to power 3 over 8 times 2 raised to power, we have 2 times 3 over 4. All right, so nothing can cancel out here, so we just multiply everything. So we have 2 raised to the power 3 times x is simply 3x, over 2, equal to 2 raised to the power 3 over 8 times. Hopefully in the other part, you see that 2 can cancel out, because 2 into 4 will give us 2, and 2 into itself will be 1. So we can cancel that out. So we have finally now 1 times 3 is just 3, so we have 3 over 2. Now on the right hand side of the equation, I'll just write out everything on the left the same way, but on the right I'm going to use the power law, right? Because rather the multiplication law. You see, we have base 2, we have base 2, so, and if we are multiplying, we're going to add the powers, if you can remember from the laws of indices. So we have 2 raised to power 3 over 8 plus 3 over 2. Now at this point, we're going to say, okay, since the base are equal, right? When we're saying that this base is equal to this base, then the power must be equal also. So we're going to say that 3x over 2 must also be equal to 3 over 8 plus 3 over 2. I'm just equating the powers now. So 3x over 2 will be equal to, let's solve this part of the equation using equivalent fractions. So 3 over 2, for me to get 8 common in the denominators, I need to multiply 3 over 2 by 2 times 4 is 8, so I need to multiply 2 of them by 8, by 4 rather. So I have 3x over 2 is equal to 3 over 8 plus 3 times 4 is 12, 2 times 4 is 8. So you see I have a common denominator now. So 3x over 2 will be equal to 3 plus 12 is 15 over 8. So I'll cross multiply. Cross multiplying, I have 8 times 3x is 24x, equal to 2 times 15 is 30. So I just divide both sides by 24 finally now to get the value of x. So x is, let's reduce first. I can use 3. 3 into 30 is 10. 3 into 24 is 8. 2 into 10 is 5. 2 into 8 is 4. So my answer is 4 over 5, or as a mixed number, I have 1 whole number 1 over 4. So that's the value of x. So if you just know how to apply the laws, you're going to keep solving and get the correct answer. This next question, you say we should find x and y if the whole of that. Now once I want to draw attention to, anytime you're solving a math question and you see two equations, all right, joined together with and, it suggests that two things are happening at the same time, and that is a simultaneous equation. So most likely this is going to be a simultaneous equation. So this first part, we're going to take this part by part. I'm trying to bring out a problem. So this first part, I'm just going to write it out. So we have 3 raised to power 2x minus y equal to, now this one I need to write it to be in the base 3 so that I can equate the bases and the powers also. So how do I get 1? Well, remember that anything raised to power 0 is 1. So I can replace 1 with 3 raised to power 0. Since 3 raised to power 0 is still 1, nothing has changed. Now I have 3 on both sides. I can now equate the powers. So if 3 is equal to 3, that means this implies that 2x minus y is also equal to 0. And that's my equation 1. So for equation 2, which is this one, let's simplify that also. We have 16 raised to power x, or rather, let me just solve these ones. So you see that I believe I can write everything here in the base 4. 4 times 2 is 4 times 4 is 16, right? Okay, I can write 8 in the base 4, so I'll write everything in the base 2. So you need to just know the base that will work. If I can write 4. 4 is already, for this 4 raised to power 1. 16 is 4 raised to power 2, but 8, 4 raised to power nothing, no positive one number will give us a. So we just write everything in the base 2. 16 is 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. So you see that 16 is 2 raised to power 4. So I'm going to replace that with 2 raised to power 4. So I'm going to write it as 2 raised to the power 4, then raised to the power x, because we see x there, divided by 4 is 2 raised to the power 2, and that will be equal to 8 is 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. So that's 2 raised to the power 3, then raised to the power 3x minus y. So let's simplify. This is 2 raised to the power 4x, that's 4 times s power law, divided by 2 raised to the power 2 equal to 2 raised to the power. Let's multiply 3 and 3xy. Remember to distribute this thing evenly. So 3 times, let me make that clear. So we're going to do 3 times 3x and also 3 times negative y. So 3 times 3x is 9x. 3 times negative y is negative 3. So finally, we are going to have 2 raised to the power 4x minus 2. I'm using the division law now. Remember, when you're dividing, you just subtract the powers. So now, again, we're going to say that since the bases are the same, because we have 2 here and we have 2 here, we cannot equate the powers. So we also have that 4x minus 2 is equal to 9x minus 2y. I'm equating the powers now. So I think I just make more space. So I'm equating these powers. This is the first one, and then this is the second one. So if the bases are the same, which is 2 and 2, I can now equate the powers. So let's solve for x. We have that 4x crossing 9x the other side, I have negative 9x. Crossing minus 2y becomes plus 2y, and that should be equal to, then I'll move this negative to the other side, so it becomes positive 2. So the whole of that is equal to 2. 4x minus x is minus 5x plus 2y is equal to 2. So this is my equation 2. Now let's now solve the both equations using any method of our choice. So I'll write the equations again together now. Remember equation 1 and then equation 2. So let's see if we can use the elimination method. Now, none of the coefficients of any of the algebraic term, that's x and y, are equal. So we are going to try to make the coefficients to be equal. So let's try and eliminate y. To eliminate y, you see the coefficients of y in equation 1 is 1, and the coefficient of y in equation 2 is 2. I hope you can see that clearly now. So that means we are going to use the coefficient of y in equation 2, which is 2, to multiply equation 1, and we'll use 1 to multiply equation 2. So that's how to do it, so that the coefficients will be the same. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you do 2 times 2x, we have 4x. 2 times y is minus 2y, equal to 2 times 0 is still 0. Then on the other side, 1 times everything will still be the same. 1 times negative 5x, everything will just be the same. So now that's the original equation we are going to use in solving now. So now to eliminate y, when the signs are not the same, you see that the sign of y here is negative and the sign here is positive. So we are going to add. Anytime the signs are not the same, you will add to eliminate. So we have 4x plus minus. See, this plus minus will be minus. So we have 4x minus 5x. So 4x minus 5x will give me minus x. Minus 2y plus 2y is going to cancel to be 0. And this is going to be equal to 0 plus 2 is 2. So if negative x is equal to 2, if you divide both sides by negative 1, x is equal to negative 2. So this is the value of x. Now I'm going to substitute it into any of the equation. Let's pick equation 1. So we're going to substitute x equal to negative 2 in equation 1. This equation here. We can also use this one, alright? So just anyone you use, make sure you just keep everything constant. So from that equation, I have 4x minus 2y equal to 0. So we're going to replace x with negative 2 now. So we have 4 into negative 2 minus 2y is equal to 0. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, minus 2y is equal to 0. So collecting like terms, minus 2y is equal to this negative 8 crossing this side becomes positive. So we divide both sides by the quotient of y, which is negative 2. So it's going to cancel out. Our y is equal to minus 4 if you divide. So finally, the final problem for the final solution to the question is x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to minus 4. And this is the final solution. So I hope you follow through the process. So we solve one more question and that will be it for today. Okay, this question is said if x raised to the power half, that's 1 over 2 is equal to 3, find x. Now you see we have a fractional index. Remember the fractional index law, a raised to the power n over m, for instance. So that the denominator will be the roots a and everything will be raised to power n. So the numerator will be the power while the denominator will be the root. So we'll do the same here. X raised to the power half would be going to put roots. The denominator is 2, so that would be the square root of x, all raised to the power 1 equal to 3. So since you don't know what s is, so we just leave it as square root of x is equal to 3. Because square root of x raised to the power 1 is still square root of x. Now, in mathematics, anytime you have square root of any number, if you want to get that number, get the square of both sides, right? So that this square will cancel the square root. So our x will be equal to 3 raised to the power 2. That's our answer. Or we can just write it as 9. 3 raised to the power 2 is 9. So the value of x is 9. So I hope you found this video helpful. So the indices is all about trying to get every number to be in the same base. Mastering the laws. When you master these laws, everything becomes handy, and then you can begin to solve. So hopefully you found this video helpful. I'd like for you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Like, share with your friends, and also stay